Hey, what's up, DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this LCK 3-game League of Legends slate on Saturday, March 4th. So originally this slate was released to be LPL and LCK, but the LPL did get canceled or postponed for today just due to the coronavirus. Apparently they're going to be mourning some people that passed away during the coronavirus. But they should be resuming play on Sunday morning. So, and all the games that got postponed today should be, I think, if I read right, they were being moved to like April 20th or something like that. So, just a 3-game LCK slate, and like usual, the LCK slates are a little lower scoring, and because they're just not as active. The guys don't really go for kills. They don't take too many chances like they do in the LPL. I mean, some games you'll have some huge games, but for the most part, most of the time they're just low scoring. So first, I'm just gonna ask if you guys could like, subscribe, comment at the end if you got any questions, and then so let's get started. So early on, I'm gonna go through the favorites. As of right now, you got KT Rolster favored over APK Prince, Sandbox Slight. Oh, they're about even with HLE, and then Gen G's favored over Dragon X, which this is probably the game where you'd want to be different and probably lean towards Dragon X. They're both really good teams, so Dragon X can't beat them. Dragon X actually leads the LCK in kills per match. They have the leading kill getter, which is Deft, the AD carry for DRX on the slate. But I mean, BDD for Gen G is the second highest in kills on the slate as well. And then the other thing to take into mind or to consideration, Gen G actually has the lowest deaths as a team on the slate as well. So kind of balances out. Dragon X leads the LCK in kills, and Gen G leads the LCK in lowest amount of deaths. So might be a boring game, honestly. Usually when two good teams play each other, for the most part, it's usually really conservative. They both don't take too many chances because they know that the other team will capitalize on it. So, I mean, early on, I am leaning towards playing KT, Sandbox, and Dragon X in GPPs, and then KT, Sandbox, and Gen G in cash games. And you should be able to mix and match all of them. Their prices aren't too high today, so yeah, no LPL guys that are so pricey. And I'm just gonna run through every lane and just mention some guys that I like. Obviously, whoever starts at the top lane for Sandbox Gaming. Summit did start the last match. They didn't play too good yesterday, so they might move back to Lonely in the top lane, but you might have to look out for that. I'm wondering if this is the first slate. No, it's the middle game on the slate, so you might just be better off just avoiding both of them completely, just due to the fact that LCK doesn't release their lineups till like 30 minutes before lock. So me personally, I'm not going to play too many lineups today, so I'll probably just avoid either one of those top laners, just because by the time the slate locks, you're not gonna know who's gonna start before their match starts. So I'd rather not even take a chance. If you pick the wrong one, then you might get screwed over. I mean, Rascal had a huge game, 86 fantasy points against SB yesterday, in a tough matchup still, but I mean he does have games where he pops off. So Sohan is pretty whack, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of him. He doesn't play too good. He's getting you 33 fantasy points per game, and even in victories, he's only getting like 60 at the most. But I mean, it is thin around here today, so I could see me playing him. Probably Doron and Rascal are actually my favorite play. They have the highest upside out of any of the top laners. So I probably look to playing one of them if I am playing either one of those teams. Up next, I mean, jungler Bono is 7,200. Not too expensive for a jungler, but he's probably one of the only guys I like from KT other than aiming. He has a high ceiling, like 96 points in that match. He can pop off some games, but he does have a low floor as well. But a lot of these guys in the LCK, other than like the top teams, aren't as consistent either, so you just got to take your chances. And then Clid for Gen G's a solid play at the jungler, has high upside, 16 assists per game, 4.9 kills per game. Not too bad. I'm trying to see who started Looks like On Fleek played one game, and then Punch started one game for SB as well. So there's a lot of question marks on this team, honestly. I don't know who's going to be starting. I might just avoid this team completely, honestly, for SB. I just don't know who's going to start. Pyosake is probably the best jungler on the slate as far as upside and consistency. When they are winning, DRX is usually, he plays a big part in them winning. 16.8 assists per game, which is the highest on the slate. He's the second highest in assists in the entire LCK, and then along with his support Carrier, they're the top two assist getters in the entire LCK. So DRX does have a lot going for them. If you're going to go in GPPs, they are the way to go, but they are playing against another good team in Gen G, so I would be very careful with that. BDD's for sure the best mid laner on the slate. Not crazy upside, but he is a really good player, consistent player. Even in losses, he plays really good. 8.1 kills per game, 13.4 assists. Kuro is another guy from KT that I would probably look at playing. He's not that good, but not too many options on this slate, honestly. And then obviously whoever plays for Sandbox, if it's a Dove or if it's Fate, but Fate hasn't played in a while, I believe. Yeah, he hasn't played in a month, so it's probably going to be Dove. And then Chovy for DRX is a solid play at the mid lane. High upside as well. 13.3 assists per game. Like I mentioned, a lot of these guys don't have crazy high scores in the LPK, so you're not going to be scoring like crazy, like 130, 140 point games from these guys, like you do with guys from like IG and E-Star and all that, those kind of teams. Then you got Aiming for KT, one of the best plays on the slate. If I am playing KT, he's the main guy I would focus around, that I would include in all my stacks, because if they do win, it's going to be because of him. He has like 82% kill participation for the team. He is practically their best player and their only really good player. They lose their last game versus Dragon X, but they should bounce back against APK, which they actually have one of the highest. I think they're like third highest in deaths on the slate. And then along with HLE, HLE actually leads the LCK in deaths per game, so SB does have that going for him. If you can guess the right guys that are going to be starting for them, you might be in a good spot. It looks like Route is going to start for them. Eddie D. Carey had a bad game last game, but he's been starting all season practically. Can't go wrong with Deft, like I mentioned. Highest kills on this slate as far as total kills for the season. He's actually has like 3,700 kills in his career in the esports world. He's a really good player, really good AD carry. If they're winning, it's going to be due in part because of him. 2 for KT is not too bad. 16 assists per match, not too bad. Not high upside, obviously, but he's a good play. I mean, Life did get benched last game, so we'll see if he plays. He's another guy that I would probably avoid because Kellen did start for him last game. And he played pretty solid, so I assume they go back to Kellen again. Then Gorilla has been starting for SB, so I assume he's going to start as well. Let me see Joker. Yeah, no, I don't see Joker playing. It should be Gorilla. They should keep their same lineup for the most part. Then you got Carrier, like I mentioned. Most assists in the LCK, 22.5 assists per match. I mean, they have a lot going for them, so I could see me playing a lot of Dragon X today if I do play GPPs. But that's really it. I mean, there's not much to talk about. Like I mentioned, I am, for the most part, going to be playing KT, Gen G, and Sandbox, and Cash, KT, Gen G, and Dragon X, and GPP. So those are the ways I would look at going. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Short video. Like, comment, subscribe, ask any questions. If you got any, I'll gladly get back to you. Yeah, just don't forget. Stack, stack, stack.